Hi, I'm Lena. 6 months ago, I found a lump in my breast that changed everything. The doctor's words still echo in my head, even now. Miss Taylor, you need to begin treatment immediately, Dr. Winters said, looking at me over her glasses. The biopsy results are concerning, but with prompt intervention, your prognosis is good. I gripped the edge of the examination table. How soon? I'd like to schedule surgery within 2 weeks, followed by a specialized treatment protocol. Time is essential here. I nodded, trying to process it all. I'll make it work. Whatever it takes. When I told my parents later that day, Mom collapsed into Dad's arms while he maintained the stoic expression I'd known my whole life. We'll help you through this, honey, Mom said, wiping away tears. Whatever you need. Dad nodded firmly. The Taylor family fights together. Always have. My best friend Jade came over that evening, bringing takeout and a shoulder to cry on. This is serious, but Dr. Winters is the best in the state, she said, pouring wine I couldn't drink anymore. What's the plan? Surgery in 2 weeks, then a specialized treatment. It's going to be expensive, even with insurance. Jade squeezed my hand. What about your emergency fund? That's the thing, I said with a sigh. I loaned most of it to Melissa for her wedding last month. She promised to pay me back next week. Your sister better come through, Jade muttered. When Melissa finally answered my call the next day, her voice bubbled with excitement. Lena, I was just about to call you. We found the perfect venue in Bali. Can you believe it? I swallowed hard. Melissa, I need to talk to you about something important. I've been diagnosed with, oh my God, you'll never guess how much the flowers cost. It's insane, but Travis says we only get married once, so why not splurge? Melissa, please listen. I have cancer. The line went quiet for a moment. What? No? That's impossible. You're too young. It's stage 2 breast cancer. I need surgery in 2 weeks. 2 weeks? But that's when we're having our final venue tour in Bali. You're my maid of honor, Lena. You promised. I closed my eyes. I'm sorry, but this is life or death, and I need the money I loaned you for the deposit. My insurance won't cover everything. The money? Her voice turned sharp. We just put down non-refundable deposits for everything. I can't give it back now. Melissa, I need it for cancer treatment. Look, she said, her voice suddenly businesslike. The wedding is in 3 months. Can't you just postpone your treatment until after? Then Travis's parents will have given us our wedding gift, and I can pay you back plus extra. My blood ran cold. Postpone cancer treatment for your wedding? It's my special day, Lena. I've been planning this my whole life. Mom and Dad already bought their tickets. Everyone has their arrangements. You can't just throw a wrench in everything with your situation. My situation is cancer, Melissa. Just talk to the doctor. See if you can wait a few months. For me, please? The call ended with me promising to think about it, too shocked to argue further. When I confronted our parents about Melissa's response, I expected outrage on my behalf. Instead, Mom looked conflicted. Sweetheart, of course your health comes first, but Melissa has put so much into this wedding. All her deposits are non-refundable. So is my life, Mom. Dad cleared his throat. Maybe there's a compromise here. What did Dr. Winters say about waiting? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She said immediate treatment, not wait for my sister's destination wedding. I understand, Mom said, not meeting my eyes. But maybe get a second opinion? Melissa's been dreaming of this day forever, and Travis's family is very well connected. That night, Jade held me while I sobbed. They actually want me to postpone life-saving treatment for a wedding in Bali. My own family. Not all of them, Jade said, her voice hard with determination. And you're not alone in this fight. I'm sorry, but delaying treatment by 3 months significantly reduces your chances of recovery, Dr. Winters said firmly, looking from me to my sister across her desk. I cannot recommend it under any circumstances. Melissa crossed her arms, wearing the same stubborn expression she'd had since childhood. But it's not impossible, right? She could wait. Dr. Winters' gaze sharpened. Miss Taylor. Soon to be Mrs. Henderson, Melissa interrupted with a smile. Miss Taylor, Dr. Winters continued pointedly. Your sister's cancer is aggressive. Each week of delay increases the risk of metastasis. This isn't elective surgery we're discussing. I found my voice. I need the money I loaned you, Melissa. I can't afford the treatment without it. I told you it's gone, all tied up in deposits. Melissa threw her hands up. Why are you trying to ruin the biggest day of my life? Dr. Winters looked appalled. I believe we're done here. Lena, please stay after your sister leaves. We need to discuss your options. Melissa stormed out, already on her phone, texting furiously. When we were alone, Dr. Winters leaned forward. There are financial assistance programs we can explore. Don't delay your treatment for anyone or anything. Later that afternoon, I met Travis, my sister's fiancé, at a coffee shop downtown. He seemed uncomfortable, fidgeting with his cup. Melissa's really upset, he started. I have cancer, Travis. I'm pretty upset too. He winced. Look, I didn't know about the money she borrowed from you. She told me it was her savings. It wasn't, I said flatly. Travis ran a hand through his hair. The thing is, my parents are traditional. The bride's family is supposed to pay for the wedding. If they find out Melissa's been borrowing money? So your reputation matters more than my life? I asked incredulously. That's not what I— Yes, it is exactly what you're saying. Travis lowered his voice. My father has connections at Memorial Hospital. Maybe he could help get you treatment after the wedding? Pull some strings? I stood up, nearly knocking over my untouched coffee. I don't need strings pulled in 3 months. I need my money now. My parents called an emergency family meeting that evening. Melissa arrived with Travis, both looking like they were heading to a business negotiation rather than discussing their daughter's cancer. We've been thinking, Mom began carefully. We can help with some of the medical costs, Lena. Dad nodded. We've looked at our retirement savings. It's not everything, but it's a start. What about my wedding? Melissa demanded. You promised to help with that too. Mom wrung her hands. We're trying to help both of you, sweetheart. Both of us? I echoed. This isn't about competing interests. This is life and death versus a party. It's not just a party, Melissa shouted. It's my wedding! In Bali! Everyone has already RSVP'd. Travis cleared his throat. My parents have invited several important clients. It would be very awkward to cancel now. I stared at them all, these people who were supposed to love me. So that's it? Awkwardness trumps my cancer treatment? Don't be so dramatic, Melissa snapped. It's not like you're dying tomorrow. The room went silent. Actually, I said quietly, without treatment, that's exactly what I'm doing. Dying. Maybe not tomorrow, but soon enough. Dad looked pained. There has to be a solution here. There is, I said, standing up. I'm going to find a way to get my treatment, with or without my family's support. As I walked out, I heard Melissa say, She's always been selfish. Even now, she's trying to steal my moment. Jade was waiting in her car outside. One look at my face told her everything. They chose the wedding, didn't they? I nodded, unable to speak through my tears. Then we go to Plan B, Jade said grimly, pulling out a folder. I've been doing some research and making some calls. You have a solid case for small claims court, said Rachel Kim, the attorney Jade had found who specialized in medical advocacy. The text messages where your sister acknowledges the loan and discusses repayment are particularly helpful. I scrolled through my phone, showing her the message thread. She explicitly promised to pay me back before I needed it for medical reasons. And did you respond when she suggested postponing your cancer treatment? Rachel asked. Yes. I told her that wasn't possible according to my doctor. Rachel nodded, making notes. Good. And these bank transfers clearly show the money going to her account with wedding loan in the memo field. Jade, who hadn't left my side since this began, leaned forward. What about her parents? They're enabling this whole situation. One battle at a time, Rachel advised. First, let's secure the funds for Lena's treatment. 3 days later, we served Melissa with papers at her bridal shower. I wasn't invited, but Jade's cousin worked at the venue. My phone exploded with calls immediately after. How could you? Melissa screamed when I finally answered. You humiliated me in front of everyone. My bridesmaids, Travis's mother, everyone. You refused to pay back money I need for cancer treatment, I replied calmly. What did you expect? I expected my sister to care about my happiness, to not be so vindictive. Vindictive? I'm trying to save my life. You could have waited until after the wedding, but no, you had to make everything about you like always. I took a deep breath. Melissa, this is your last chance. Return my money and I'll drop the lawsuit. I don't have it, she yelled. It's all gone to deposits, non-refundable deposits. Then I'll see you in court. Fine, and don't expect an invitation to the wedding anymore. You're out of the bridal party and the family as far as I'm concerned. I laughed bitterly. Trust me, watching you get married while I'm fighting cancer was never on my bucket list. Mom called next, crying. Lena, please reconsider this. We're family. We shouldn't be fighting like this. I agree. Family shouldn't have to sue family to get life-saving medical treatment. Your sister is devastated. This is supposed to be the happiest time of her life. And what about my life, Mom? Does that matter to anyone? The silence was deafening. That's what I thought, I said quietly. Dad's call was next. Lena, I understand you're upset. I'm not upset, Dad. I'm dying without treatment. Don't say that, his voice cracked. We're working on a solution. The solution was simple. Melissa returns my money so I can start treatment. She says she can't. The deposits are more important than my life. I got it. There was a long pause. I've always taught you girls to work things out between yourselves. This isn't a childhood squabble over a toy, Dad. This is my life. 2 days before the court date, Travis showed up at my apartment unannounced. Lena, please, he began, looking haggard. This lawsuit is destroying Melissa. She's not eating, not sleeping. I have cancer that needs immediate treatment. I'm not doing so great either. He held up his hands. I understand, and I want to fix this. He pulled out a checkbook. I'll pay you back the money. Just drop the lawsuit and don't tell anyone, especially my parents or Melissa. I stared at him. So, you had the money all along? It's from my personal savings, he admitted. But Melissa can't know. She's determined to fight this on principle. The principle of letting her sister die for her beach wedding? Travis flushed. Look, do you want the money or not? I took the check, examining it carefully. This covers the loan, but not the additional damages outlined in the lawsuit. What damages? Emotional distress, delayed medical treatment, legal fees. Rachel says I have a strong case for all of it. Travis's face hardened. Don't push your luck. Don't threaten someone who has nothing to lose, I countered. All parties, please rise, the bailiff announced as Judge Rivera entered the courtroom. Despite Travis's check, I'd decided to proceed with the hearing. Rachel had advised that a proper judgment would protect me if the check bounced, and the public record might help others in similar situations. Melissa glared at me from across the courtroom, wearing a white pantsuit as if to remind everyone she was a bride. Mom and Dad sat behind her, both looking years older than they had just weeks ago. After hearing both sides and reviewing the evidence, Judge Rivera looked directly at Melissa. Miss Taylor, do you dispute that this was a loan? No, Your Honor, but the timing is irrelevant, Judge Rivera interrupted. The plaintiff loaned you money with the clear understanding it would be repaid before her medical needs arose. Your choice to spend it on non-refundable deposits does not negate your obligation to repay. But it's my wedding, Melissa protested. The judge's expression hardened. And this is a court of law, not a wedding planning consultation. I find in favor of the plaintiff. Outside the courthouse, Melissa confronted me one last time. Are you happy now? You've ruined everything. I didn't ruin anything. I'm just trying to survive, she scoffed. Always so dramatic. I'm still getting married in Bali, you know. Nothing's changed except now Travis is upset with me too. About that. I pulled out his check. Your fiancé already tried to pay me off behind your back. Her face went white as she snatched the check from my hands. This is from our house down payment fund. He told me that money was locked in investments. Apparently, he values your relationship more than you value mine. Mom approached cautiously. Girls, please. Can't we put this behind us now? Lena, you got your judgment. Melissa, you still have your wedding. Can we be a family again? I looked at her sadly. We stopped being a family the moment my cancer became an inconvenience to Melissa's wedding plans. That's not fair, Dad protested. No, it wasn't fair, I agreed. None of this was fair. 3 months later, I sat in Dr. Winter's office receiving my final treatment update. The surgery was successful, and you've responded well to treatment, she said with a smile. We'll continue monitoring, but things look promising. Jade squeezed my hand. Told you you'd kick cancer's butt. I couldn't have done it without you, I said. You and Rachel. Speaking of Rachel, Jade said with a grin. She mentioned her brother is single and thinks cancer survivors are badass. I laughed, the sound still strange to my ears after so many months of tears. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Melissa and Travis just left for their honeymoon. Dad and I would like to see you if you're feeling up to it. I showed Jade the message. Are you going to see them? She asked. Eventually, I said. On my terms. When I'm stronger. And Melissa. I thought about my sister, who even now was probably taking sunset photos on a Bali beach, oblivious to how close I'd come to not being here at all. Some betrayals can't be undone, I said quietly. I don't wish her ill, but I can't pretend nothing happened either. What will you say when she eventually apologizes? Who says she will? Jade raised an eyebrow. People usually do when reality hits them. I looked out the window at the hospital garden, where patients in various stages of treatment sat with their loved ones, fighting their battles together. Then I'll say what I've learned through all of this. Some things can't wait for a perfect sunset in Bali. Some things, like life, treatment, and true family, have to come first. Jade nodded. To prioritizing what matters. And to recognizing who stood by you when it mattered most, I added, raising my water cup to toast with her. Outside, the spring flowers were just beginning to bloom again, right on schedule.